All right, so we just did example 1, section 2.6, in which we had a right triangle with two given sides and no angle measurements, well, except for the 90-degree angle. So two given sides, and we had to solve for the triangle. Well, now, in example 2, we're going to look at a right triangle and solving a right triangle in which we have one given side and one other angle other than the 90-degree angle. Nothing really changes. We still use all of the tools that we have at our disposal, of which are what? At this point, I know you're all saying SOHCAHTOA. I know some of you are thinking, hey, you know what? We know the 180-degree rule, not 188, 180-degree rule in which all triangle angles add up to 180 degrees. And we have the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. We can use all three of those tools. They're at our disposal to solve this triangle. Remember that solving the triangle means finding all sides and all angles. So let's look. What do we have? We have this right angle triangle. Step 1 would be writing down SOHCAHTOA. We have that down over here, SOHCAHTOA, right there. Step 2, well, label our triangle. Well, in this case, we only have this angle. So we have to label our triangle from that angle. This would be the opposite side. This would be the adjacent side. And opposite to the 90-degree angle would be the hypotenuse. We have to solve for the hypotenuse. We have to solve for this missing angle here, those two. Now remember, these tools that we have, SOHCAHTOA, 180-degree rule, and Pythagorean theorem, you can choose. Whichever way is going to get you to the final answer is perfectly fine, unless questions specify. So, for me, I'm looking at this thinking, well, I have this angle, and I have this 90-degree angle, and I know that all triangle angle measurements add up to 180 degrees, so I should very quickly be able to find angle I. So angle I is going to be equal to 180 degrees minus my 90-degree angle minus my 39-degree indicated angle, and that's going to give me 51 degrees. And there we go. Step 1. Found the angle. Step 2. Well, now we have an angle. We have the opposite side. And we need to find the adjacent or the hypotenuse. Your choice, whichever one you want. I'm going to say, you know what, let's find the adjacent side. So I look at this angle and I say, well, I have this angle and I have a 9 centimeter side. That's my opposite. This is my adjacent side. What trig function relates opposite and adjacent? I go back to my SOHCAHTOA acronym. What trig function relates opposite and adjacent? And it's tangent. Write down my formula. Tangent of an angle is equal to opposite over adjacent. I want to look at my triangle, make sure I know my numbers. My angle is 39 degrees, my opposite is 9. My tangent of 39 degrees, that's an ugly 9. My tangent of 39 degrees is equal to, my opposite is 9. My adjacent, I'm going to call x. I love x. So now I have to solve for x. Algebraically, remember that when that variable is in the bottom of this equation, I have to multiply by x, multiply both sides by x, which gives me x times the tangent 39 degrees is equal to 9.0, because these x's cancel. I still want x by itself, so because this is x times tangent of 39, I'm going to divide by tangent of 39. Because I do it on one side of the equal sign, I'm going to do it on the other side of the equal sign. That leaves me x is equal to 9.0 over the tangent 39 degrees. Again, for the same reason that these cancel out. Punch that into your handy dandy calculator. and you'll get a fancy number of 11.114074, rounded to 11.11 centimeters. So I've just solved the adjacent side. 11.11 centimeters. That leaves me with my hypotenuse. Now I have to solve for my hypotenuse, which is this side here. Okay. So if we look back at our triangle, and if I start looking at my triangle, I'm thinking, okay, well, I have this angle that's 39 degrees. I have my opposite side is 9. I can find my hypotenuse. What trig function relates opposite and hypotenuse? Sine. Now I've also got the adjacent side, which I just calculated. So I have my hypotenuse. I can be looking for my hypotenuse. I have my adjacent. What trig function relates adjacent over hypotenuse? And that's cosine. So really I have sine and cosine that I could choose in order to find that hypotenuse. One of them, though, would be better one to use than the other. And that one is this one. Because this is a value that is given to us. Anytime you have the opportunity to use a value that's given to you in a question, you should do so. Because, well, even I make mistakes. What happens if I calculated this wrong and I use it again in another calculation? Well, I'm going to get that one wrong. Even if I did all the steps right, I'm going to get that question wrong. So I always avoid using a calculated value in a question. Sometimes, though, you might have to, but in this case, I don't. So now I'm going to use opposite over hypotenuse. That's sine. Sine of theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Sine of 39 degrees is equal to opposite, which was 9, over my hypotenuse again, which is x. Again, because x is on the bottom of that fraction, or the denominator of the question, I need to multiply by x to move it from that side. I'll multiply this side by x to move it to this side. What happens on the right-hand side is that those x's cancel, and I'm left with x times the sine of 39 degrees is equal to 9.0. Again, I'm going to divide. Whoops, I don't like that color with that. I'm going to show you that it's something different. I'm going to divide by the sine of 39 degrees, divide by the sine of 39 degrees. What happens here is these will cancel. I'm left with x is equal to 9 divided by the sine of 39 degrees. Punch that into your handy-dandy calculator, you get 14.301141, or 14.30 centimeters. I can go back to my triangle. 14.30 centimeters. Now I have solved that triangle as well. So two types of triangles you're going to have to solve for, one with an angle and a side, the other one with two sides. Whatever tools you need to use or want to use in order to get to your final destination, that is perfectly your choice, or completely up to you. Assignment down below, section 2.6 questions. You also have that solving triangle worksheet. Lots of things to work on. Lots of time to do it, so don't rush through it. Make sure you're understanding the steps and what you need to do. If you have any questions, please ask.